On the night she disappeared, the video went live at 11:47 p.m. It was titled simply, "If you're watching this, I didn't leave." At first, almost no one noticed. A handful of views, a few confused comments. It was just another late-night upload in an internet flooded with confessions, rants, and half-finished thoughts. But within 24 hours, the video would spread across platforms, stitched, reposted, analyzed frame by frame. Because by then, everyone knew the woman speaking into the camera was missing. And her final video explained everything. She sat in a dim room, hair pulled back, face bare of makeup. Her eyes were steady, but there was something tight in her expression, like someone holding a breath for too long. She introduced herself calmly, as if this were any other vlog. "I don't know when this will be seen," she said, "but if it's public, then things have gone the way I feared." She didn't cry. She didn't dramatize. That was what made it unsettling. For months, she explained, she had felt watched. Not in a vague, paranoid way, but in patterns. Missed calls that clicked when answered, a car that appeared too often at the corner near her apartment, emails that vanished from her inbox after being read. She said she had gone to the police once, but without proof, nothing happened. "I'm not making this video for attention," she said, leaning closer to the camera. "I'm making it so there's a record." Viewers would later note how carefully she chose her words, how often she paused, as if weighing what she could safely say. She talked about someone she never named, only referred to as him. "He knows I'm trying to leave," she said, "and he doesn't want me to." According to friends interviewed later, she had recently ended a relationship that had become controlling. At first, he'd been charming, protective in a way that felt flattering. Over time, that protectiveness hardened into surveillance. He wanted her passwords. He questioned her friends. He showed up unannounced. She never said his name in the video, but she didn't have to. "He told me no one would believe me," she continued, "that if something happened, it would look like my choice." At that moment in the video, her phone buzzed. She glanced down at it, just for a second. The look on her face changed, not fear exactly, but confirmation. "That's him," she said softly. "He always knows when I'm recording." The video cut abruptly about 2 minutes later. No goodbye, no dramatic ending, just a sudden black screen. The next morning, her sister went to her apartment when she didn't answer calls. The door was locked. Her phone was inside, placed neatly on the kitchen table. Her wallet, keys, and passport were gone. There were no signs of a struggle. Police initially labeled it a voluntary disappearance. Then, the video went viral. Online detectives dissected every frame. Reflections in the window, background noises, a faint knock, barely audible near the end. Some claimed they heard footsteps in the hallway. Others insisted it was nothing more than coincidence, layered with fear. But one detail changed everything. At exactly 1:12 in the video, as she leaned forward, a bruise was visible on her wrist, yellowing, older than a day. When slowed down, viewers noticed her left hand tremble slightly when she mentioned leaving. Former co-workers came forward. One said she had confided weeks earlier that she was scared to go home. Another recalled her asking casually about restraining orders, as if testing whether it was worth trying. The man she had dated was questioned. He said they'd broken up amicably, claimed he hadn't spoken to her in days. His alibi placed him at home the night she disappeared. But digital footprints told a messier story. Her laptop revealed drafts of unsent emails, messages she had written to herself, to friends, to a lawyer. One line appeared again and again. "If something happens, it was an accident." There was also a second video, unlisted, scheduled to upload 3 days after the first. Police found it during a deeper forensic sweep. In that video, she was crying. "I didn't want it to come to this," she said, voice shaking. "But I don't have time anymore." She explained that she believed he had access to her devices, that she suspected her apartment had been entered while she was away, that documents she'd hidden had been moved. "If I disappear before this goes up," she said, "then please, look at who benefits." That second video never auto-published. Her account had been logged into from another device hours before the scheduled release, and the upload was canceled. The case shifted overnight. What had looked like a quiet decision to vanish now appeared like something else entirely. Searches were conducted, phone records subpoenaed, security cameras pulled from nearby streets. A camera 2 blocks away caught a woman matching her description getting into a car around midnight. The footage was grainy, but the posture, head down, shoulders tense, matched the way she held herself in the video. The driver's face wasn't visible. Weeks passed. Vigils were held. Hashtags trended. True crime podcasts dissected her final words. She wasn't asking for help, one commentator said. She was documenting the truth. Months later, a break came from an unexpected place. A storage unit rented under a false name. Inside were personal items, clothes, notebooks, a hard drive. On the drive were copies of messages, screenshots, audio recordings, evidence of threats, of manipulation, of control escalating into something darker. It was enough to issue an arrest warrant, but by then she was still gone. To this day, her body has never been found. What remains is her voice, frozen in that final upload. Calm, clear, certain. In the comments beneath the video, thousands have left messages she'll never read. Apologies for not believing sooner. Promises to listen better next time. Warnings to others who feel watched, trapped, dismissed. Her final video didn't just explain what happened to her. It exposed how easily fear can be hidden behind closed doors. How often warnings are mistaken for drama. How someone can tell the truth plainly and still vanish. And every time the video reappears in someone's feed, the same thought returns, chilling and unresolved. She told the world exactly what was happening, and it still wasn't enough to save her.